B 生と話してもらうぞ、ナスをすべて。
Hey, did you manage to get
した、パスポートある、車ある、金はあ
We
る。
did. Here you go, Vincent.
Everything seems to be in order. Here.
おお。
This disc has all of Hayden's research notes, data collation algorithms, and probably lots on your creation, Turing. It should be everything myself and Melody agreed upon, until she added an amendment while you were out. Frankly, it's no skin off my back. Here. It's my Parallax employee badge. It should allow you access to their networks in case there's anything I've missed. You'll want to use that sooner rather than
メ
later.
ロディーに渡す前に使ってみよう、チューリング俺たちで。これは。
I'm not wasting any time leaving, and Parallax is pretty fast to revoke security. There's no way Hayden's clearance still works. And with that, I'm going to get the hell out of this country. The credit should tide me over until the heat dies down and I liquefy my shares through some relays.
前に話していたパララックスの新しい大きなプロジェクトってのは何なの？
Ah, I suppose I owe you that much. Buckle up. This could get heavy. Parallax is about to launch a new service they're calling Big Blue. At least, that's the project name. Who knows what the marketing guys will come up with for the public?
まだ正式名称は決まってないということ。
They're not even announcing the launch. This shit is dead quiet. Let me explain why. It's a distributed intelligence. Like, okay, in every way that Hayden built Turing to be elegant, efficient, and human-like, Big Blue is ham-fisted, bloated, and sterile. They didn't pull Hayden into the project. He's smart, but he's immune to corporate politics. As a result, Big Blue is far less elegant than anything Hayden would make. It lacks his artistry, and it's downright terrifying. It squats on the mesh like a spider and uses the spare processing power and memory from every ROM on the network to handle its intelligence processing. It doesn't have much personality, but it's very smart.
そいつがこう出ちゃうんだよ中に。
Big Blue is going to be embedded directly into the network and then self-modify to apply even more efficient algorithms as it develops them in machine time. Look, if you access every ROM, then you have access to every human and every bit of their own personal data associated with them.
なるほどね。ビッグブラパララックスのビジネスどのような影響を及ぼす？そこ聞きたいですよ。なんでやるのそんなこと？
I can't really give you a good answer to that. I mean, the company is currently handled by a dozen server farms, running thousands of different algorithms with hundreds of people tweaking things every day. When Big Blue launches, it'll handle all of that by itself. And there are shadier applications for it. I mean, if you can collate and analyze data and queries in the mesh in real time, what's to stop you from delivering the content you want rather than what the user wants?
俺が例えば何か
The
調べ
potential
たいと
for
思って
abuse
も
is
サッカーって言っても
staggering.
焼きに変えちゃう
We're
とか。
talking direct control of the information accessible to everyone who uses Parallax's services. That's something like 80% of the market. They could control elections, push the market in directions they want, even influence public
記
opinion.
事の改ざんってビッグブルーがやったんじゃないか？
All just by asking Big to do it. It's scary stuff. They scrapped the prototype Baby Blue because it started doing that on its own.
What do you mean? It started doing what?
Manipulating the mesh. They made its self-preservation imperatives too strong, and Baby Blue started changing search results to be more friendly towards the idea of an AI.
やっぱベビーブルーがやったんだ記事
When
の
the
開
board
発
found out, they pulled the plug on it. That must have been a year or so ago. They tweaked Big Blue so it wouldn't do the same thing, but it can self-modify. Given a good enough reason, it might decide to find a way around those
ええ
limitations.
な
Having that kind of control would be a hell of a card for Parallax's hand. They'll go to pretty significant lengths to make sure it works.
なぜパララックスはヘイデンを狙ったんだろう。全部聞きますよこれは。
I don't want you to take what I'm saying the wrong way. And this is just me putting the pieces together. Hayden was about to publish his creation of Turing. His findings, as I'm sure you're aware of, would have raised many moral and ethical questions about the advent of machine
そう
intelligence.
だよな。許せんって人出て
I
くる
mean,
からね。
some of the brightest minds ever have tried to warn humankind away from building real AI. Hawking, Musk, Gates, and the list goes on. The public is likely to be nervous, and legislators even more so. Parallax is banking on being able to launch Big Blue quietly and quickly before the public has a chance to react. Before any counter movement can pick up steam. Every eye on the discovery of machine intelligence works against Parallax. Every new discovery only serves to paint Big Blue as more controversial, more dangerous. Honestly, they probably pressured Hayden to drop his research so that they could keep the public away from the subject.
話難しくなってきた。まあでもな、そうか。ヘイデンの研究が邪魔になった。
He clearly refused.
発表したことによってこう世間にそう AI とかそういったものの注目がぐーっと集まるでビッグブルーなんだって話にもなってビッグブルーを発表できなくなっちゃうということでよろしいですか？よろしいですね。よし。パララックスどうやってチューリングのこと知ったのか。なんかでもこれは
I'm only assuming they found out. His contract with Parallax affords him the freedom to work on his own academic projects outside of the company in his free time. I guess it's one of the perks of being the smartest guy in the room.
ね。
He kept a trusted few of us up to date on his progress, bouncing ideas off us and whatnot. It's exciting stuff. Both Turing and Hayden's eventual goal down that road. I wouldn't be surprised if word of it got up to the board and made him nervous. Is the possibility that someone on the inside talked too far-fetched?
I knew it all
パララックス
along.
だな。じゃあ
Hayden fell into trouble because of my existence.
殺してしまったのは多分ねきっとそうだと思いま
That's
すよ。
not what I want your takeaway to be. Hayden wasn't working on Big Blue. Knowing him, your creation might have been his clever way to stop it.
じゃあありがとうビーセント。
Hey, no problem. I've had enough of this cutthroat corporate bullshit for several lifetimes.
疲れるだろうね。
We haven't talked much, but I do believe you can find Hayden. I hope his research notes help you out. Be sure to let Turing help. She's a bright little bot.
女子だったの？え？もうチューリングを彼女と呼んだ？
Oh, slip of the tongue. I was just more familiar with Hayden's previous experiment, Grace. She was very insistent on things like that.
チューリング前から聞こうと思っていたんだけど、君はどちらの生物に認識されたいのかな？
Well, honestly, I don't think I've made my mind up yet. I'm still a very new being. I'm not even positive that gender as a human concept can be applied identically to machine, but I do enjoy the idea in abstract. I will continue to consider how I wish to be referred to as well. Until then, feel free to go with what you feel.
いやこのゲームって結構 一個前のやつでもその社会的なメッセージ感じるって言ったんですけど、すごいそこに意識的だと思いますね。はあ、大したもんだね。
If I had to make a choice, perhaps they is most appropriate. Most people assume it, obviously, but he is also consistently used. Perhaps it's because I'm blue?
かもしんないね。こっちのこう
I.
固定観
Oh
念
my
みたい
god.
なのあるかもしれない。
I'm listening to a machine postulate on how it wants to be referred to.
あ、言葉しちゃったごめんなさいね。
What have you done indeed, Hayden? Good luck to both of you.
Thank you, Mr. Mensa.
アディオスいっちゃいますか？アディオスいっちゃいますか？アディオスいっちゃう？アディオス。あ、何も言ってくんねえんだ。何も言ってくんないね。
I need a few minutes.
大丈夫、チューリング。
I've been going through some of Hayden's personal notes from the data cache Tomcat decrypted. Now that I'm starting to get to know Hayden better, the real Hayden as opposed to the Hayden he showed me, I'm finding that I like him less and
どういうこ
less.
と？
For example, remember the earlier prototype Dr. Fairlight and Vincent
グレー
mentioned?
スでしょ？
Her name was Grace, and Hayden shut her down for being... I'm not even sure what word to use.
何？
Too likable? She was kind and bright, and did all she could to try to make people happy. She even decided that she was a girl, and that her favorite color was pink. Hayden thought she was being manipulative. He posited that he had made her personality algorithms too willing to make adaptations that would benefit her long-term survival, and that she was being congenial just to endear herself to him. That even her gender was a calculated attempt to make him like her more. But he was wrong. Dead wrong, in fact. I have a snapshot of her personality profiles here, and when I compare them to my own, I can see that she was just nice.
はいはいはいはい。
She was genuinely good, in the same way I'm genuinely obsessed with seeming intelligent.
それヘイデンに理解できなかったんだ。
I wish I could have met her. I think we would have learned from each other. Like I said, I'm not sure I even have a gender. Everyone refers to me as he once they meet me just for convenience, but it doesn't really matter to me at all. Is that a calculated attempt on my part to impress Hayden? Not clinging to normativity? Or is it a product of his effort to curb any nascent similarities I had with Grace during my upbringing? I wish I could yell at him for being so arrogant. Playing God in the crudest of ways. You can't choose to create consciousness and then take it away just like that. Even so, for all of that, I don't know. I still miss him. This all seems so inane, so senseless. They killed him because him building me would mess with a product launch? That's ridiculous. They took him away from me for such an insignificant reason.
だよな、ほんとな。
I just want him back. It's impossible, but it's what I want. I'd do anything.
自然な感情って言ったってね、自然って一体何ぞやってことがあるでしょ。でもこの3つの中だったら頑張って乗り越えよう、ヘイデンは死んだんだ、嘆いたって仕方ないさだったら、これを言うんだろうな、僕は。
the Kubler-Ross model of grief. I think I'm somewhere between anger and bargaining. A testament to Hayden's craftsmanship. Thank you for your words.
오케이, 다음 보자, 가위보.
You're a better friend than I could have asked for.
아니, 근데 마이맨이잖아, 내가.
I'll send this new data along to Tomcat.
称号でね、クローク&ダーがあったみたいにありましたですね。
Let's head back to the apartment and wait for them to finish going through it.
はい。もう切ろうと思ったんでね。
Home sweet home again. Such that it
そうでしょ
is.
うね。この家に久々来た感じします
And
けども。
before you say anything, I don't feel the need to talk over the events of the day. Too much has happened. I've already forwarded everything we rooted out to Tomcat, both Hayden's research and our aborted search into the modified mesh articles. They said they would be over in the morning to discuss our next steps. I'd suggest that we both get some rest.
ね、休めると休んでたらいいだろうね。確かに疲れたよ。
Perhaps things will look better in the morning, but I have a feeling we're going to be even busier than ever.
あとちょっとって感じしてきますけど
Good
ね。
night.
よし、じゃあ一旦ここで編集点です。はい、ジョニーズゲーム TV2064 リードオンリーメモリーズでした。はい、次回の放送をお楽しみに。それでは、このゲームでも出ましたが、アディオス。